Alright, welcome, Mr. Stupid Ass channel. So, this is a little different video than what I was hoping to make. Dead Air Sandman S. I ended up having quite an issue with this. I had a baffle strike, as you'll see. So, this is going to be more or less a review of initial thoughts of it and initial use of it, you'll see video of. And then, unfortunately, experience with the Dead Air customer service and how long it's going to take to get this thing fixed. So welcome and stay tuned. 762 by 39. Unsuppressed. So while I'm doing these shots, I end up doing a total of 5. On the 5th shot, something sounds a little bit different to me, a little bit not right. See if you can spot the suppressor moving on this 5th shot. So that last round sounded different because we had a baffle strike. Can't see it down here. I have to get the borescope out. If I tighten it down, when I went to go pull it off, it's just a hair loose. Coming out of there. That's about how it was. Now it's, see, it's tight on there. I can't tighten it anymore. And it's loose. I was able to replicate it again. Well, that's a problem. One of the reasons I bought these suppressors is because Dead Air has legendary customer service. And it seems I am unfortunately going to find out if that's true. Yeah, there's the end cap right there. There's your crack. Right there. There's that. Unfortunately, could we get lucky and that be the only thing? Can you see right down through it?
Yep.
There we go. And from the other side, it's hard to tell if there's any other damage from where I'm looking. It appears that it might be that only. But over here, Right there and right there. Seems like a lot to come out from just one little strike right there. So that worries me. And on the ground over here, there's a piece of jacket right here that looks like it got caught up, maybe, or maybe not. I don't know. There was some junk that fell out over here. Maybe this is it. There we go. Okay, this is my Dead Air Sandman S. If you remember from the previous clip, we were having that out at the range. I had it attached to my PSA 7.62 by 39 AR. I'm sorry if you can hear that noise in the background. That is my sump pump. We got a ton of rain last night. So there was a tone change. It kind of caught me off guard. I paused for a second. I looked at it. I made sure it was tight on there. Things just didn't pan out the way I wanted it to. I thought something was up, so I stopped. We stopped recording for a second, and then we came back on with the video, as you can see, and pieces came out. And we ended up taking off this end cap, which we will review right here, and notice some damage. So now I have my borescope out here. We're going to take a look and see what's what. And there's that damage we saw on the end cap right there. And I will do picture-in-picture. I'm going to do record on my borescope. And let's take a look here. You'll be able to see it a little bit in here. And let's see how bad the damage is. I want to take a look forward first. So we're going to take the angled portion off. Let's take a look. Alright. Don't see any major issues there. That doesn't look... Oh, uh-oh. There it is. Yep. There's a baffle strike right there. That's on the second baffle end from the muzzle side. Oh. Oh, man. That's the third baffle end from the muzzle side. Ah, crap. Yeah, and the fourth one in. Not sure how many baffles this has. And this suppressor is trashed. And there's the other side. Well, that is less than ideal. From the muzzle side now, working our way in. Let's see if I can get the orientation of this camera a little bit better off. Down, up, okay. Yep, baffle strike. Looks like you can see some flaking right there, probably from the jacket or the round. And second baffle, same thing. Third baffle, fourth baffle, and fifth baffle. I can get it past here. Having trouble getting it through the hole. No jokes, please. And it looks like this last baffle is the only one that got out unscathed. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Well, that's no good. So now I have the actual rifle that I used that day. I just got done filling out the paperwork for the return from Dead Air, and I'll go through that here shortly with you all. I also found another video on YouTube showing that somebody else, Sandman S. Can, had a baffle strike where it actually just destroyed this end cap. Mine's damage seems to be much more minor, and they had a return time of 6 days, I believe it was. So the problem I was having, you can see from the video earlier, that this was not locking in after being turned, which obviously it is now. And for the first several rounds, you can see from the video, it was locked and working properly, but somehow worked its way loose. I think that has to do with, if you see this indexing mark right here, it has to turn as such, and then the ratcheting starts. And if you mess up by turning it back at any point in time during that, it ends up locking without being properly indexed. Like, perhaps, let me see if I can get it to do it like so. It can work its way loose. And I believe that might be what happened. I believe this might be user error on my part. This was the second time out with my suppressors, and all 4 of my suppressors are my first suppressors that I've had. So I don't put any fault on Dead Air, and quite honestly, if they want to charge me for this repair, it seems like it would be ethical and reasonable, because I can't replicate the issue right now of it loosening up. So we'll see what they say. Check back for the next video and we'll do the update. But in the meantime, I will show you the return process and the paperwork I filled out and how it is returned. So this is a quick video I just did with my phone showing that the Dead Air silencer policy is lifetime, and it will cover anything and everything outside of abuse, which is why it's probably legendary. You just have to have your product in hand, a photo of your ID, and a copy of your Form 4. This will be submitted when you actually send the suppressor in to Dead Air. And at the bottom there it shows if it's not eligible for repair or replacement, you can purchase a replacement for 50% of the MSRP. Here's an example of the form that you have to fill out online. I went through this, took all of about maybe 5-6 minutes if you actually have your information on hand. So I recommend you have your Form 4 sitting next to you. And then here's the email that I actually got back. I blacked out all the personal information, but you can see it gives you a synopsis of everything that you filled out, the information that was given, and your actual form, or your FedEx form, to send the suppressor back to them. It's a prepaid label. All you do is drop it off at a FedEx store. I think it cost me $3 or $4 to have them package it up for me. Stood right there, and they shipped it off. It arrived about 4 days later, and now we wait. Thank you for staying to the end of the video. I appreciate it. If you would, please take the time to take your children, an inexperienced shooter, a niece, a nephew, somebody that's never shot before, out to the range. Teach them to respect and to learn about the facts of firearms and firearm safety. Because if they end up falling in love with guns, they're never going to have money for drugs. See you next time.